Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The translation, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? This is my own story on how I joined a satanic brotherhood. I did everything that I did for the sake of wealth. I just wanted money. My name is Lelo, not his real name. I am a 34-year-old South African man. I used to be an ordinary guy with dreams of making it big, just like everyone else. I was working as a waiter in Johannesburg when this happened. I was struggling to make ends meet and I wanted to take myself back to school. I was supporting my family, my extended family at the same time. I thought that I knew what I was doing with my life, but there is something that happened that changed everything, and I am living with regrets that haunt me every day. I wish that I could turn back time, but now that is impossible. So it was on a regular Friday night, and I was working a double shift at the high-end restaurant in Sandton where I was working. The place was nice and I was running between tables, taking orders, doing my regular stuff, serving drinks. That was when I met the man whom I'll call Emeka. He was a Nigerian guy and you could tell that he was a street hustler, even though he was well dressed. But someone who has been in the trenches, you can always see him even when money has located you. So he was well dressed. In particular, I liked the watch that he had, a gold watch. He called me over, and like always, we as waiters, we have our own way of seeing those that can give us some money, like the tips. So I rushed, and then we struck up a conversation. Emeka asked me about my life ambitions. I was taken aback by his interest, as most customers just wanted their food and then they would give you a tip. So I knew that on that night, since this guy, he was asking me about my struggles, he was going to give me a good tip. And I told him how I had been working as a waiter and I was always struggling because of black tax. He told me that he had felt something in his soul and he had spoken with his leader. When he said that he had spoken with his leader, quickly he changed and he said the pastor. And the pastor had told him that if he felt that the Holy Spirit was telling him to assist me, then so be it. He was supposed to assist me. He then mentioned something about a Christian brotherhood that could give me wealth, anything that I desired, even if it meant women. At first I thought that this man, he was just joking, playing around with me. But the way that he looked at me made me realize that he was serious. He handed me his business card and told me to call him if I was interested. He said, "Great wealth comes to those that are willing to make sacrifices." He left and I felt a strange mixture of excitement and nervousness. I was like, this guy maybe wants someone to transport his drugs. But since he had spoken about Christianity, I just felt like trusting him. Over the next few days, I could not even get his words out of my head. I had been struggling for so long, barely enough, making enough to survive, and here was a chance to change everything. I knew that maybe it sounded too good to be true, but the temptation was too strong. I kept thinking about the life that I could have, the cars, the houses, and the freedom from worrying about the bills. I had to try, so I told myself. I then called Emeka a week later. It was in 2019. He picked me up immediately. He said, "Before you change your mind, I'm going to come and collect you, my brother," as if he had been waiting for my call. He asked me if I was ready to change my life, and I said yes. We then met with this other man who was going to take us to the place. We met at this other hotel. And then a lot of business deals were being struck. And I said, is it me who is sitting here with these gentlemen that are talking about millions and contracts? We then went to Capetown. And when we went to Capetown, That was when we were told that we were supposed to go to the mansion. But as for Emeka, he told me not to worry, for he had been there 1,000 times, and I was supposed to respect them. So we arrived at the Brotherhood's headquarters there in Capetown, and then I was told that this was an initiation ceremony, just like that. He said that the ceremony was going to make me to be part with the Brotherhood, so that they can help me out in life, so that I can get some good business deals. Otherwise, without me being part of the Brotherhood, no one was going to assist me. I was nervous, but I did not want to back out. I wanted to be part of this Brotherhood. So when we were at that place, that was when I saw that the place, it just seemed as if it was demonic. There were white guys there were Indian guys, there were foreign guys, as well as some rich local guys. Then there was the leader, whom they were calling the master. The other members, they gathered around. All of them, they were wearing similar robes. He then handed me a black robe and told me that I had to put it on. I did as I was told, and after that, that was when they started chanting in a language that I did not understand. And then the other members, they joined in. I felt like I was hit by a trance, and I was in a trance, unable to move or to speak. The master then approached me holding a knife, and then he pricked my finger and let a few drops of blood fall onto the altar. He then placed a ring on my finger, which I still have to this day, and I was told that I was now part of the Brotherhood, and I was told that this ring, wherever I will go to, those that are part of our Brotherhood, they will immediately recognize that I am one of them. I was glad, and I was told that from now on, I had to know that my soul belonged to them. There was no more turning back, and when it comes time for me to give back to the club, then I have to give back. So from 2019 until to date, I am someone who has been getting all of these contracts almost free, and I have managed to buy a new car. I have managed to move in a nice apartment and living a high life. I can even date any woman that I want. So when I started to see my sister in my dreams, she will be crying. I thought that maybe it is just paranoia of me staying alone, since I am someone who was always around family. So I did not understand. One day, when I told myself that tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I will go to church, the following morning, I could not even get out of bed. It was like I was chained to the bed. That was when that man, the master, whose face I do not even know up until this day, the man just appeared in my room, and he warned me, and he said that the devil does not give you 3 warnings. Only 1 warning is more than enough. So I have been told that never am I supposed to go to any church to try to understand why sometimes I feel so paranoid and afraid, as if I am being watched by the demon of fear. At that moment, that was when I was told that my sister is my sacrifice, and it just disappeared. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admins who helped us with this translation. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Yo.